All right, we are back for losers bracket round 2. Since I lost in winners bracket round 2, I get put in losers bracket round 2. We're up against a Lunga that's on a crazy Visage Armory kind of brew. So we'll see how this goes. Game 1 should be really interesting. And game 2s and 3s will also be interesting. They can essentially gain a nearly infinite amount of life, which is kind of the concern. This hand's a little power heavy and doesn't have a good way of winning, but it's got a Bloodcaster. Annihilate hits basically their only win cons, but Island's favor doesn't do a whole lot here. I'm going to ship it and hopefully find somehow a slightly more proactive hand. I don't think it's possible for this deck to do so, and yeah, we totally whiff on that. Yeah, we just have a ton of dead cards this first round. I mean, Lightning Storm does absolutely nothing in this matchup. Same with Permafrost and Deathstrike. They do very, very little. I guess Permafrost is actually okay now I think about it, because they're trying to stash back their units. But we really need to find threats, and we're going to be desperate to do so. Yeah, this is going to... Wow, they have perfect power and a sword. Yeah, this is going to be tough. This is going to be a tough game, because I don't have a unit here. So we're just going to get beat down by this weapon. Yeah, I did not build this deck to handle this kind of matchup round 1. And as I mentioned before, I didn't even realize the new promo cards were legal for this tournament. So yeah, it just didn't occur to me that like crazy 4-faction decks were going to be here today. I do not even have... Wow. I'm just gonna get punished real hard for shipping a hand that just had a 2/5. I should have just kept it because it had a 2/5. We're just gonna lose because of that. like you just see here, I just have a bunch of cards that do absolutely nothing. They just don't help whatsoever here. I'm just gonna get a ton of War Cries, and they got to Rise already. This is not too shocking that this is how our first match is going. Can't say I'm surprised about that. I also probably misplayed by not playing Staff last turn. They're not playing Torches, are they? Yeah, I probably should have played Staff last turn. Yeah, all their Torches are in the sideboard. Alright, they rose for a Hammer. Sure. So now Hammer can take out Staff, but I at least could have got them to show that, and then I could have Black Side Harp. So yeah, on top of not having a great draw, I'm also misplaying terribly, so not the best combo in the world. Yeah, I have no idea when this Staff's going to be good now. We're going to take 6 here. They're stuck on 4. Yeah, I could have punished this real hard if I played that better. Oh. Ooh. Well, I was going to Vera here, but now Black Sky Harbinger is just a better play. The reason... Well, I wouldn't say it's just a better play, but it plays better around harsh rules, I guess. I guess it's not too different either way. Stronghold resistance. Alright. So now we get to play a Staff. And now I have to determine how many threats I'm willing to dole out here. But for now, we're just going to get our own Staff down and try and overwhelm this. Now, the problem is we don't have the last word game 1. This was a problem last match, and it's a problem this match. I really wasn't expecting the meta to shift so hard back towards being super favorable for the last word, and that was a big mistake on my part, because Visage is the reason I first put the last word in Felon Control, because, as you can see, our deck is just a bunch of 3 attack units. It's really, 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 really hard to erase a Stronghold's Visage. That being said, at least this version happens to have Champions of Cunning, so that'll help with our clock in certain respects. Cool. And we have to commit more to the board here to up our clock by at least a little bit. The good news is it's kind of hard for them to cast harsh rules and a weapon in the same turn, so we've got that going for us. There's Smugglers stashing this turn, so okay. But isn't there a handful of spells they've been stuck on power? That's a very interesting move on their part. Well, let's draw more cards. Just kind of bury them. Do I want to Wisdom here again? Or play another Black Sky? Like, I realize it's bad against harsh rules, but so is like... I'm not guaranteed to be able to play this. Like, the witches don't do much other than just be speed bumps. Saving this is nice because I know they got another hammer. This is kind of a risky move, but I'm okay with it. Okay, that blows. I mean, we have a replacement staff, which is nice, but yeah, that turn we kind of did a whole lot of nothing, right? I have Witch Black Sky combo if I need it. That's cute, I guess. Alright, yeah. They have a removal spell for this. Again, need to put down more threats. They run 2 Vanquishes and yeah, stuff. Alright, we'll just play a Harbinger. The good news is we're drawing lots of cards. Bad news is I'm still not sure how we're going to win. We have 3 Champions of Cunning in our deck. I'd like to draw them at some point. And then it'll become interesting. I really want Vera to get back a champion. That's why I've been trying to hold on to this Vera. I want her to get a Champion of Cunning. Alright, that's fine with me. The question then becomes, like, do I Witch it? Do I just Permafrost? Do I Death Strike it? Like, what do I do here? I think we're just going to Permafrost it. And there's the champ. Good. Alright, so now we're getting somewhere. The other option here is Witch, Storm, and Champion. That's pretty good. That really puts down a threatening board state. But I could also save Witch to trigger Vera at some point. Yeah, we're just going to Permafrost it. I think Champion of Cunning is enough to spook them here. If they have Harsh Rule Vanquish, they clean up our board very nicely. But if they don't, you know, we could kill them. Killing them's nice, so we'll see what happens. Another Copper Conduit? Well, that's really good. Let's see here. 10, 13. I Death Strike this one? No, I guess I just keep using Permafrost. Alright, well, like I said, Champion of Cunning's a real clock. Uh-oh. That was spooky. A little bit of disconnect there. And I don't think there's a reason to commit more to this board. They don't have harsh rules, that much is clear. It's just more... Yeah, we're just gonna ship it. You have a bunch of kind of difficult things to deal with now, at least via weapons. They okay, well that's promising. That means they can't clear this. Right? Yeah. Alright, we take that one. Whew! Alright, so we got game one. We got game one. It kind of just did nothing, so that was nice for us. They drew a bunch of units, and we just don't care about those, because our hand was full of removal. So I already kind of started to sideboard for this one, but I didn't want to finish sideboarding until we really got a good look at what the hell their deck was doing. So I trimmed most of this stuff down. I actually took out the Permafrost, and now I'm thinking I didn't want to. Because I guess Permafrost is just better than Annihilate. Although they play one Mystic Ascendant, which is what I was thinking I didn't want to deal with, but yeah. I have Lightning Strikes, which at least are good against that 3-2 weapon and a couple other weapons. They're not great. Maybe I'm not supposed to play them. Like, I'm not sure how many Withering Witches I'm supposed to cut. Obviously, all 4 champions are coming in. We're going to keep all our Staff of Stories. Mistveil Drake, Vera, Last Word in case they start gaining tons of life. The Last Word can get there as well, as Indul's Gift is really nice Celestial Element. It's going to be a slow matchup. 2 Backlash and 3 Sabotage. Those are all very easy inclusions, right? So now we just need to make sure we have the right tools to kill them. Withering Witch, obviously not a super exciting card. But at the end of the day, it's a unit. And We need some number of units to attack them with. This is kind of my issue there. Wow, Permafrost was not bad there. I'm honestly thinking about playing Permafrost over Annihilate. Now that I've been looking at it more. Although they have a bunch of silences. Yeah, I don't like Permafrost. Like, Annihilate still kills Copper Conduit. Yes, they can then stash it back, which is an issue. I'm not sure. Like, I'm just not that familiar with this matchup. We have to cut 4 cards here. So it could just be super clean, cut these 4 witches, only run 18 units. You know, I'm not sure how great I feel about that. But really, what other choices do we have? The Lightning Strikes might not be that good, but are they better than Withering Witch? Maybe. Is 3 Annihilate, 3 Death Strike too much? Possibly. Like, maybe that's just too much removal. I think I want the Lightning Strikes, though, just to deal with the early Sword of Icarias. Like, that's basically all they're going to do. It's kind of a weird thing to have a 2 of for, but I think it's fine. I don't know. I think I want, like, a 20-unit number kind of thing. Just to have units that can block weapons, protect Staff of Stories, just do things. It's real. Obviously, a Scaly Gruon for 5 is not the best unit in the world, but it's still, I think, better than some of these removal spells. That could just be a bunch of baloney, and I'm not supposed to play it, and it's just not high impact enough in this kind of battle. But I mean, eventually, with 4 champions, they become 3/4s, and once that happens, they're a real card. I don't know. I think the speed bump's necessary. But then, what is it better than? Like, 3 Annihilate, 3 Death Strike is a lot of removal spells. But having the Witch Harbinger combo, if you notice, I cut all the Lightning Storms. I think we can kind of 5 removal spells plus 2 strikes. All right, yeah. Oh, actually, we're gonna do it this way. Even though this is more expensive, I just like that it can still. They have 1 Seraph, which I guess I have to respect in some way. Like, you can't just have 0 answers to it. Farah, Witch. Let's go like this. Maybe I'm just supposed to have like 4 removal spells and that's it. Just like, they're not playing their units until way later on, and I only need to kill them 1 to 2, like 2 to 3 times, and that's it. Plus, we're just gonna have a bunch of large units of our own. All right, yeah, we'll try it with just 4 removal spells. But we also have Witch with Varus Favor and stuff like that. All right, we're gonna try it this way. I like everything else. Note, I wasn't playing Snow Crush Animus. I feel like a 1/4 for 5 is actually still slightly more useful than a 4/5 for 8, just in terms of curve considerations. That could also be wrong. Could totally be wrong. And I've been rude to Alunga and didn't wish him any luck, and clearly that was why he lost game 1. So sorry about that, Alunga. But let's get game 2 going. So now we have a bunch more disruption. We've got a couple backlashes, so we don't have to worry as much about overextending into Harsh Rule, because the Harsh Rule plus weapon combination is scary. Another reason why I prefer to play as cheap as units as possible. Yeah, and we have the Sabotages. Wow, double backlash hand. Not really how you want to start out. This is super awkward. Death Strike in the starting hand too. Yeah, wow, what an awkward hand. I need to draw power. I need to draw power real bad, or we are going to be in trouble. It is tempting to backlash this. It is really tempting to. I still have 1 more. In the long run, it's not that useful. Boy. I still have 1 more. This is really, oh god, this is really tough. It could buy us time if they're missing a faction or something. And the fact that I have my second one, and I don't know when I'm going to be able to hold these up. It's not going to be for a while. This is really short-sighted of me, but I'm okay with it. I think it sends a strong message. I think it sends a strong message. Yeah. I just have no idea what this hand's going to do now. But they might have needed a Fire Sigil. So screw, you know. I don't know. There's some upside there. Secret pages. Now this one I don't know if I want to. They are still missing a faction. It's buying me time, but is it winning me a game? Then becomes the question, right? It's buying me time, but is it winning me the game? I just have no idea what else I'm going to backlash. Means they get to jump to 5. Just bury me in card. Yeah. If I can't have power, they can't have power. I don't like this strategy at all, but it's kind of the hand I'm dealt, right? It's kind of the hand I've been dealt. It's very awkward. Alright, they had the fire source the whole time. Ay, ay, ay. Well, they might not have had the fire source the whole time, but they drew a fire source, I guess is the more appropriate thing to say. We'll play a Steward. Well, yeah, I don't know about any of these removal spells the more I think about them. I'm glad I cut as many as I did. We only ended up with 4 of these. 2 Death Strikes, 4 Annihilates. Maybe that's too many. I have to commit more to this board, so I guess I'll just play more Stewards. I mean, silencing Copper Conduit's nice, but I don't necessarily. What a weird hand, though. Bleh. Yep, there's the Harsh Rule. I guess if I had saved a Backlash, I could have, like, played Bloodcasters. I wanted to save Backlash, but I don't know. I hoped I could, like, Power Star them. Clearly I couldn't. They had plenty of power in hand. So, bleh. You know, what are you gonna do? Jeez. Yeah, this is bad. How am I gonna win this? I was just as likely to draw Lightning Strike as I was Annihilator Death Strike, and I didn't. And now they have a very clean answer to literally any unit I play. Like, I have no idea how to get out of this situation. Oh well, let's find out, I guess. Wow, yeah, drawing any removal spell just feels awful. I mean, it's not like Withering Witch would have felt better. They're scared of Lightning Strike? Well, that's a boon. So it means we at least get to cycle this staff? We don't get to do much more than that. Oh, they have a Desert Marshal? I mean, that's not worth Desert Marshalling. They've got something. Probably a Desert Marshal. Unless they brought in Torches, but Torches are really bad in this matchup generally. Like, they killed none of our units. Alright, they have Triple Visage set up. Well, at least we get to cantrip off this staff. That's something. Boy, do I want to double up on Bloodcasters here and really bank on them not having a Harsh Rule? I think we have to. I think we kind of have to. I think we just have to say, you don't have Harsh Rules. Because if they do, we lose anyways. Like, whether or not we play 1 or 2 Bloodcasters, we just lose. Alright, yeah. I can't imagine I have an out here. They have 3 Visages going with this weapon? Yeah. Let's not drag this one out. Well, that was a tale of 2 games, wasn't it? Like, we need those removal spells eventually. It was just very annoying when they're all in our starting hand like that and we didn't draw a lot of threats. But I'm only playing 4 out of our 75 as pure removal spells. I wonder if they just took out the Conduit plan, though. It's possible. Maybe the last word is enough of a removal spell. I mean, what do I bring back in? Just the Witches and the 4/5? Like, I cut all of my removal spell for that? I just don't like that. I think that game was just a really awkward hand and me being kind of stupid with Backlash. It's a tough call. Because they're so dead, but so is like Withering Witch. I don't know, maybe Witch Favor, Witch Harbinger is like enough removal that I don't need pure removal spells. Like just my units can act as removal. Like Snow Crush Animist stuns and puts a 4/5 in play. But it costs 8. I'm going to stick with my gut and say that this was mostly correct. Maybe it's not. That could be wrong. I just think we just don't have enough cards to bring in for this matchup. Even though I made most of my sideboard dedicated to the control matchup. I just have a lot of removal to take out. I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to be playing all of the witches, even though they have no units. Very tough. Very weird deck to try and attack. The good news with this versus, say, traditional armory is that they're not really buffing their weapons in any way, at least their toughness, except through the use of Visage, or their attack through the use of Rise. This just doesn't have any units. So they're not naturally drawing things that, like, kill Steward in the passive round. Jeez, we are getting killed with these draws. This is better than last game, at least. We have 3 power. We're on the play. This is why I didn't take out something like Island Saver. You just... The number of power I'm playing in this deck is 34 because it kind of needs to be 34 at the minimum. Alright. I need double and triple shadow eventually, but man, hitting Primal and Champion of Cunning is like a big deal. Double shadow I need for... Death Strike. The last word is triple shadow. Yeah, no. If I draw Bloodcaster, I want to be able to cast it. As much as I would like to try and force Champion of Cunnings to be 5 primal on curve, it's just not something I think I can do responsibly. All right, well. Ugh. That's what I think about that. Hopefully they play a Sword of Ikaria here and we get the Lightning Strike it. I'm not backlashing this one. They already have all their factions and stuff. I need to hit my power, so I'm going to Wisdom here. As much as I would like to be cute and hold up Backlash in Wisdom, I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think that's a good idea. There's probably something maybe here that I want to Backlash. I just can't think of it. I really can't. I can't play Steward in favor, and I need to get a unit down here. There's no way to hold up Backlash either way. Ideally, we can hold up Backlash for the rest of the game, but it might be where I have to take one more turn off from doing it. Alright. Yeah, I would have liked to have Backlashed to Rise, but I think I have to play a unit there. Maybe not. Here I get to leave up Lightning Strike and Backlash, though. That's, like, not the end of the world. I think that's better than playing a Steward, being able to leave up Strike and Backlash. I already rose, though. That might have been a Test the Waters for Backlash kind of spell. I'm not sure. Okay. Again, just... kind of want to hold up Backlash for the rest of the game. These don't even have Aegis yet. A little annoying. Not a big deal, but annoying. If they play Harsh Rules, do I Backlash? Probably. I like holding onto this board. I don't want to have to keep... Okay, so they want Sword of the Sky King. So yeah, if we... Let's see here. So if I Lightning Strike here, I get to kill this sword, right? I probably should actually check the math, but my instincts say I can. And I don't know when else I'm going to be able to use Lightning Strike, let's be honest. They got like a Visage going and stuff. Sabotage is big. Would have preferred to hit a Stash. So we know they don't have Harsh Rules. They could still top deck it. But I'm going to say this is my opening to do this. It's just too much of a cost to keep holding this up. I'm going to make them top deck the Harsh Rules. Because basically now, if they don't draw it right here, we get to hold up Backlash the rest of the game. And that's kind of sweet. Okay. And now I'm going to hold up Backlash. This is enough. This is enough of a board presence. Like, if they drew Smuggler's Stash here or Rise, I want to be able to Backlash it, so... Looks like they just have a ton of power. Alright, Seraph, that can't be activated, and I awkwardly have this stupid Annihilate. Doop. Oh well, we can just hit them really hard, so that's what we'll do. They're not double blocking. And we'll just make our board ridiculously large. Alright, they play the Lottery. It's an Annihilate target. And that gives us lethal. Alright, well, we drew a bunch of Champions of Cunning that game, and they could not handle that. They didn't have a Harsh Rules all game, but we were pretty ready for it. Alright, we got there. Woo! We survive for another round. It's do or die the rest of the way still. We are in the loser's bracket. I cannot lose again in this Invitational. Cannot lose another match or I lose the Invitational. So we'll keep rolling. See how it goes. I'll see you in the next round.